Welcome to the show, everyone. 2022, another edition. We're so excited to be here. It's your girl, Millie Mills, your host. Bring it in the house. We spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. And we have a great leader in the house with us tonight. He's in Austin, Texas, a published author. And of course, he's an entrepreneur, cerebral palsy advocate. Let's give it up for Arius Hurd.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me
Thank
on the
you
show.
so much. Thanks for stopping by, taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you're a very busy young man. Looking dapper.
Thank you.
You're
Purple is
very
one
well.
of our favorite colors. So,
Yes, it's very nice. Now, Arius, we met at VXI Global Solutions last year, and it was such a pleasure. You have so much energy and positivity, that positive energy behind you. So let's first break out. We got three areas here: entrepreneur, then you're the author, and all that. So, when did you decide to become an entrepreneur? When did all this start for you?
I feel like I've always had that entrepreneur spirit since I was like 16 because I was always kind of like journaling and writing and kind of
Mhm.
not really following the norm. But my biggest step up of entrepreneurship was recently, like last year, about 2021, during the Panini, as I call it. I
Mhm.
ventured out and decided to start my non-profit organization, which is
Mhm.
still in its building process, but it is named Honored Abilities, where we have the slogan Honor the Differences. And that is where we try to spotlight the differences of a disability.
That is very nice. And say the name of that business once more.
Honored Abilities.
Honored abilities. See, that's something we need to catch, in case we start, you're on the internet and you just see something say honored abilities. You're like, okay, what is that? And then that's the young man that Millie spoke with. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, that is so, I love that name. The name of the company has a nice ring to it. So
Yeah.
you have your board members and all of it all together.
Well, the board is still being built. Currently in process, we have a orthopedic surgeon that is on board. We have I'm working with chiropractors right now. I have a paramedic that is also one of my board members. Various nutritionists, also a personal trainer. So the board is being built currently by a broad medical team because my overall goal for the nonprofit is to hopefully appeal to insurance companies about non-traditional treatments such as acupuncture, such as holistic medicine, chiropractics. Those are traditional treatments that help, but insurance does not cover. So an individual with a disability, has to pay for that out of pocket. And a lot of people live on a fixed income, and so they cannot pay for that. So my whole point of my organization is how to turn that stigma around. One, on the aspect of um, providing these non-traditional treatments that may be of help, but also the stigma of a disability is not something that you should look at as a negative thing, but providing education about a disability. And that's why my slogan is honoring the differences, because we look at mental illness as a negative thing. We look at cerebral palsy as negative things. We look at anything that someone has that is not traditional, quote unquote, normal as a bad thing. So, how do you highlight and educate individuals on that to where you present that with an honor and a light and a grace? That is that is my whole objective to my nonprofit.
Wow, you have done your homework. I'm so honored to be here with. And where did you get your studies? I mean, I know you have your bachelor's from
Lamar University.
Lamar University. And what did you major in? Business?
Communications, and I
Communication.
emphasized in public relations and minored in English and business.
Oh, wow. And you have a master's, right?
Master's is almost done. I have an MBA and I graduate next month with my
Oh my
MBA.
God.
So
Woo!
we're getting there.
Congratulations.
We're getting there.
That's
And
amazing.
that's
That's
from Western
amazing.
Governors University.
Wow, that's amazing. So that's online. Is that done online?
Yes, all online.
Okay. That is beautiful. We are so proud of you. And of course, you cerebral palsy advocate. You work so hard. So kind of explain to us, because I was looking, I did a little research here about cerebral palsy. We learned that is caused by abnormal brain development or damage to the developing brain, which can happen at any age. It could happen before birth, during birth, or even as an infant. So, with you, did the detection come during the time that you were born, or?
For me, it was actually discovered when I was like two, I believe. My mother said that she noticed when I would walk fine holding on to things, but as soon as I would let go, I would kind of just tumble over. So she kind of, took me to Shriners Hospital, big help to them, but took me to Shriners Hospital, and they were the ones that basically discovered it. So I have a version of cerebral palsy that is called spastic cerebral palsy. So, in a
Mm,
short, my muscles are like tight all the time. It doesn't really affect my cognitive, as you can tell, but it doesn't really affect my cognitive abilities. But it does
mhm.
affect my walking ability by giving me tighter muscles. So I do have to work out more, and I do have to, pay more attention to what I eat, such as, anti-inflammatory foods,
Mm,
grass-fed beef,
mhm.
and do more cooking from scratch. And these are things that I found that help me because inflammation and stress are like two of the biggest factors that ignite cerebral palsy and make it pretty severe.
Oh my goodness. That's very interesting to know, because I guess we all take for granted that we can just eat anything, you know. You can put, you know, whenever you're hungry, just throw something down your throat. But to know that, you know, even the food that you eat it plays a factor in, you know, and your well, you know, as far as your limbs and everything. So
Well, I am a bit of a cookie monster, so I do have my weakness.
yeah, here's your friend.
I am a sucker for chocolate chip cookies for sure.
Yes, yes. And I agree with you, even though, you know, you may deal with it, it doesn't affect you, the cerebral palsy doesn't affect you cognitively because you're very sharp, very intelligent. Yes. And you're an author, am I correct?
Yes, I am actually. I published Dreaming at the age of
Mhm.
18, and it is still out there on Amazon for purchase. So that was my first novel, and I do have three children's books in the process of being published as well. So
Oh my goodness. And
that
that's your book there.
is
And
Dreaming.
Amazon is available on Amazon and wherever, pretty much wherever books are sold online, I'm sure, huh?
Yes, because if you Google the name or Google my name, it pops up. So it is everywhere.
Yes, guys, you heard that. Go over to Amazon, check out Dreaming. Okay, now, what age again when you wrote this book? How old were you?
I first wrote it when I was 16, and it got published when I was 18
18.
um, through Ex Libris Publishing Corp.
Okay, so what inspired you to write Dreaming?
The story behind that is quite funny because I was actually grounded. I have a mom that was very, very strict, very strict. So pretty much she grounded me to where I didn't really couldn't do anything but have pen and paper and draw. So it kind of was just one of those things that you're grounded, really can't do anything. Always had a knack for storytelling since I was like in elementary, fourth and fifth grade. Just always liked writing. So I just started writing, and then I think when I got to be 17, I sent it off to a publisher. They sent back an interest, but they could not interact because I was still a minor. So once I became no longer a minor of age, 18, then we went ahead and proceeded with the contract to go ahead and publish.
That is amazing. And you've written more books since then. Your children's book. Um,
Well, the children's books are this year because I kind of took a hiatus. I
yeah.
have another novel that's been sitting for years that is complete, so I need to push it out, and it's called Deep in My Heart. and that's about, a mother and a daughter, and basically the mother has a mental illness, and the daughter is dealing with one, discovering her mom and trying to deal with the mental illnesses of her mom. The children's books, there is one coming out called Bailey's Blow Up, and that is about a dinosaur that is dealing with divorced parents. We have Harry and the Hedgehog, Harry and the Human Cannonball, which is a story about a hedgehog that works at a circus. And I know that's very bizarre, but that's part of why you take a look at the story, because the entire children's collection that I'm creating is actually in a line with my nonprofit. It is actually dealing with honoring the differences. Like we have, Bailey with the dinosaurs and divorced parents, and then you have Harry, which is a hedgehog, and he doesn't fit in, and so even though he's small and little, there is a place for him in the circus. And so you kind of got to read the story to find out where he finds his place. And I'm currently working on one with sea turtles. And so, like sea turtle rescue, and how sea turtles get like bubble butt and they have tumors, and how we, put trash and garbage in the water and they eat it and they have to be rescued. And so a lot of my books are usually about creating awareness and creating bond and unity, and so it all kind of aligns with just who I am.
Exactly. And speaking of, I believe this is a picture of your first book signing.
That is my very first book signing. Yes, that is way back in the day, but that's when I was a little pup.
And what city was that? Is that here in Austin?
That was actually in Beaumont, Texas. That was at Lamar University. My college actually opened that room up. And if you take a look at that, I got some managers, like, my employer, she's back there in the red. And I
Mhm.
have, other supervisors. I have professors back there. I mean, I had a really big support network. My piano teacher, my grandma's in it, my mom's in it. I mean, my grandma came from Dallas just to be there for that. So, my aunt. I mean, I had such a big support network, and as you see, a bunch of friends. So, huge support network when it was published.
Yes, and congratulations on that because sometimes you don't get that type of support. So that says a lot. It says a lot about your talent and a lot about who you are. So congratulations again. That is wonderful. And then it looks like you had a second book signing here.
Yes, and that was actually for the same book, but it
Mhm.
was in Galveston, and so just same book, just trying to market it in the different areas. And I think we went to the San Louis Hotel in
Mhm.
Galveston, and then we went to Guido's, and we kind of did a dinner and chat about the book. Of course, all of this stuff could not be done without the support and the help of friends, because some of those friends helped me edit it, helped me do cover designs. Various adults helped with different things. So, of course, we are only as strong as our support network. So, of course, I have to give a shout out to all those people that have helped me get this far, because it's not like I did it by myself. um,
That's right.
so obviously it's a collective, thing. So everyone
Mhm.
should wear an honor. Everyone that
Yeah.
knows me should wear a badge of honor, because all of them have helped me get this far.
Oh, that is so sweet that you recognize that, all of those people together pushed you forward, especially mom. Speaking of mom, here she is.
Yes, mom is tough. But this actually was at my internship at Walt Disney World. This was my last day there when I was getting ready to come back home. So mom flew in to help me drive 15 hours back home, because mom was just insistent that I was not going to make a 15-hour drive by myself. So she flew in to make sure I got back home in one piece.
And that is so wonderful. Mom knows best. And you have a great you have a great mom. And
Well, her
here's a
Indian name would be Bear That Shops with Fists. So
and here's a photo of you. And let's see here. Tell us about this photo right here.
this was a drive we did. I remember this was my capstone course for my communications degree, and this was our St. Jude's Drive, I believe. Be a hero, save a hero was its whole context. So basically, the capstone project was we had to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And so, as you see here, we did this auction where we did like painting, we got jewelry donated. We had so many supporters and so many vendors out there, and this is just a great vibe because I remember like all of us were communications majors, so we were just getting out there and learning, and as you see, we were young, but we made it happen. So
Yes,
St. Jude's is a special place, to my
it
heart
is.
because anything that deals with children is a big place to me. Shriners Hospital, St. Jude's, those are great things. I used to be a teacher, so children have a big spot in my heart for sure.
Yes, yes, and I know that I can see that that they have a, and that's the same with me. I love children, or younger adults like yourself. I maybe I didn't have enough kids.
They're a little expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just so glad that you stopped by. You took a little time out to, just talk with us. And in case you guys are just tuning in, this is Arius Hurd. He's an entrepreneur, published author, and he's an advocate for cerebral palsy. Now, living with cerebral palsy, I know you kind of face a few challenges. What can you speak to the audience? What can you tell them, or just some inspirational words how to deal with cerebral palsy?
I mean, the biggest thing that I would say with cerebral palsy is it's tough. It is tough, and it's okay to admit that it is tough. What is not okay is allowing it to win over you. Something interesting that I realized in Swahili, there is no word for try. There is either yes or no, or you are doing it. So no matter how small of an effort you are making, you're doing something. So with cerebral palsy, if you are doing a stretch, if you are doing a little change where something with your diet, if you are trying to go for a walk, maybe it's 5 minutes one day, you know, any effort that you make to keep your body moving, any effort that you make to make yourself a better human being, give yourself an honor and a round of applause for that because, you know, there is no try. You either are or you aren't. So don't say I'm trying to do better. You are doing better
Doing
because you're
better.
taking a step. So that is the news, and that is the best advice I could have for it is it is a very tough condition. But, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to research. Don't be afraid to read and try things. I would have never thought that acupuncture would have helped me as great as it has. I never would have thought that chiropractics would have helped me as great as it has. And nutrition, learning how to cook, learning that turmeric is anti-inflammatory, etc. You know, stepping out of our comfort zone really helps you, in so many ways. And also the people you surround yourself with, look at people that are above where you are, look at people that have similar values and beliefs as you, and listen to those people. I struggle with that. So I'm kind of talking to myself, but, sometimes it's hard to take advice from others and to take help from others. But it takes a village not only to raise a child, but it takes a village to grow as a human
Yes.
and as an
Yes.
adult.
Yes. That's true. We have to hold each other accountable. Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's good. That's really good knowledge that you're speaking there. I really like that. You got some friends who are chiming in. Is this Charlisa? Am I saying that
Charlisa,
correct?
yes, Charlisa.
Okay, Charlisa and William Coleman. That's my homeboy. He said that's good information. Charlisa, yay! She says squad.
Charlisa is
Yeah.
a big
So you got
squad. We talk every day. So Charlisa is a
yeah,
big squad. She pushes me every day.
that is so wonderful. That's so wonderful. So what is next for areas? What's next?
what is next is I have some certifications to get. I have I have some things I gotta finish. I gotta finish with that board, with my board work. I need to finish with the children's novels. So there's a lot of things I still am having to finish. I have a friend that I'm sure he doesn't want his name shouted out. I'm not sure, but he's helping me do some IT certifications, and he's been helping me, get some things to make some next stages. Maybe I'll do a consulting firm. Who knows? So there's kind of some dreams and goals there still working in the background. So
So
I try to
busy.
keep driving.
Yeah, I see. You're always so busy. So, with that said, do you have time for a love life?
You gonna be nosy. Um, Well, I have not had a love life in about a year, but um in the time I had one, I made a lot of time, but there's some issues in that all of us have to work on,
Yeah,
and me
yeah,
personally too, but in the time of having a love life, it was difficult, but you had to use, getting off late at work at 8, 9 o'clock and going over, hanging out, or doing weekend lunches or dinners, or you just had to squeeze them in. But right now, no, there is no current love life happening. That really hasn't been too much of a focus because there's just a lot of things career wise, a lot of things personal wise that I have to develop and work on before I feel like I can go to that next level with another person. So, got to do some personal growth first.
yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all growing areas, so it's nothing wrong with that. We're work in progress, as they say.
Yes, ma'am.
And I see Sylvia Evans. She just said, "Great wisdom."
That is my mom. So
Hey, mom.
that is mom.
Yeah, she just commented. So you got a lot of support here, and it looks like our coworker, former coworker Deja, she watched. She said we both look great, and she missed us. She missed us a lot.
Oh, Deja, we miss you too, but we know
Yes,
you
we
on the
do.
bigger and better.
Yes,
So proud of
yes,
you though, Deja.
yeah. Congratulations, Deja, on your move. So yeah, so this has been a great segment here. We got about a few minutes left, so whatever you want to talk about, and we got the comment line. Well, it's not a line, but the chat section. If anybody want to ask a question,
Well,
you
yeah, I think it would be
can.
great if they could ask some questions or
Yeah,
give,
we can do that.
I
Yeah,
think that
somebody
would be
said,
great. I would love
"Oh,
to
thanks."
interact.
Yeah, I think that was Deja that just checked in right there because some of the names are saying Facebook user. It's not showing the person's name. So I think that was Deja. We love you. Yeah. And someone just said something else here. Okay. Um, Kenosha. He says I'm on
Yes,
YouTube.
Kenosha, she's one of my Disney friends. We go back like
Yeah.
who don't. Uh,
Yeah. She said, I'm so proud of you. So
She
yeah.
has always been a big one too. She prays with me on the phone every week. I mean, we cry and we cut up, and yes, Kenosha is a big supporter as well.
And if people want to follow you, Arius, they want to follow you and keep up with all the great work that you're doing. How can they follow you?
Well, I made it easy. Everything is basically my first and last name. So, and my name is very rare, so it is not that hard to find me. But everything is my Instagram, my Twitter, my LinkedIn's, my Facebook. Everything is my first and last name, pretty much. Arius Heard or Arius H or Arius Heard 24. So, pretty much everything is my first and last name. And I love the supporters. I love the followers. Any questions or techniques you have about cerebral palsy, any advice, I am open to. So I am an open book. I'm always willing to educate. I'm always willing to learn. So don't be afraid to talk to me.
Yes, and that's the Amazon link. I didn't mean for it to be that long, but they can see that. That's how you can go straight to his book on Amazon. And as he just said, of course, if you just type in his name, Arius Heard, or Arius H, or Arius M Heard, either way, you can catch him on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much all over social media. Anybody else have any questions? Let me just check in right quick. Okay. And Charlene, she says, extremely proud of you and all the accomplishments. I've admired you and your mom's perseverance since we were taught.
Yeah, she has known me since I was a little tot. So I was like a 4 or 5 year old tot. It's known me a long time. She has really
Oh,
seen me
yes.
grow as well, and really pushed me as well.
Amen.
I
Amen. We
mean,
got a
as you
few.
see, my success comes from my support. It comes from my group. My group is who pushes me to keep it going.
Yes, yes. And that is so good to have, they say iron sharpens iron, and strength comes in numbers. And so I'm just so glad that you have a strong support team. I'm so glad that I was able to meet you, and it's an honor to be in your presence, a great young man as yourself.
Well, I feel honored to be in your presence. I feel honored to, first welcome me into your house, welcome me in to have a meal with you. I feel so honored to be able to share this meal with you and be able to be into your house and see your environment, your positive, radiant energy, and, learn from you because you're always teaching me out inside and outside of Millhouse. You're always mentoring and leading and always have such a positive and encouraging spirit and so much energy. And it's just very infectious in a positive way. So, thank you so much for always mentoring me and leading me and guiding me as well.
Well, you're very welcome. Look, I'm checking my pockets. I see I don't have any money to pay you.
Well, if that was the case, then I need to go and add some more. No?
Oh gosh, it's been such a pleasure again. Is there anything else anything you want to mention before we go? We got a couple of minutes.
Well, no, I just was hoping that some people would chime in and ask me some questions and, share any thoughts or tips that they might want to know from me. I mean, cerebral palsy, a lot of people don't know about cerebral palsy. And, that what always gets me is if you Google a condition, you always get the worst. So, it's always like go to the source of an individual that has it and speak to them and, learn from them. So, this is the perfect time, and I learn about cerebral palsy all the time. So, there's so much I learn about it every day, and I feel like this is just the best platform, bring up
Thank
those
you.
questions.
Thank you so much. And it's so good to see that you don't let it slow you down. You continue to go out there and champion every day because you are a champion, and you're an example for everyone. So that's why we wanted to give you this platform tonight to share with everybody all your great accomplishments. And we just want you to keep going. We'll be behind you like this.
Well, I have to learn balance too. My friend Jason, he stays on me about learning balance because I'm always going, 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 going. But
Oh,
also, you got to know there's rest too. You got to go in, you got to rest too. So I'm
that's
starting to
true.
learn that. I'm starting to learn.
It's true. That is so true. We all have to get a little rest. So that goes for me. Yeah. That's all a part of it. That's like medicine. Rest is medicine to the body. So we all need that as well.
Absolutely.
Again, you just tuned in, you just missed out on a great show. Arius Heard, entrepreneur, published author, and cerebral palsy advocate. We thank you so much for stopping by tonight. And next time on the show, we got a surprise visit. We'll tell the details a little bit later, but we just thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Bring It in the House.